Yeah, so looking at gold from the monthly time frame, want to look at the technical as well as the fundamentals driving gold's movement. So we'll look at the technical and then the fundamentals driving gold. So let's start with a few technicals. So on the technical side, we know this is our high. Okay, so gold has actually been very bullish for the last few months, and we'll have to understand why it was bullish based on the fundamentals. So based on the fundamentals of why gold has been bullish, we had one of the reasons was the falling interest rates. Okay. So the interest rates has actually been reduced by up to 0.25 for the US economy and actually most economies in the world. And for that reason, there was a lot of money and people had to access money and therefore buy gold. This is one of the reasons why the prices of gold has actually been going up. And then the other thing, of course, has to do with the geopolitical event surrounding the US elections, especially in terms of the uncertainty of the election outcome and the results. So people never knew who would be the president, whether it was going to be Kamala or Trump. So that geopolitical factor of uncertainty made people to investors to flock into gold because it is a safe haven. So that is reason number two. And then, of course, the other reason has actually been a form of fear of missing out. So many people missed out on these big movements here. So they wanted to catch up and also try to compensate with these moves here. So that is one of the factors that actually has been making gold to go up. And then also we had another factor, which was the India's jewelry market. So if you realize that India is one of the countries, is the second largest gold consumer in the world, especially for the traditional attachments they have towards gold. So if you've been reading, they had restricted the import of gold into India by about 9%. So once they did that, uh, especially for when we're entering into festive seasons and stuff like that, so people thought the best was to be able to buy gold early. So once they did this also contributed to the factors that led to gold to move up. So these are some of the factors that made gold to actually be able to trend to the upside. So just for good reference, you can just come to YouTube and then you will watch this video, Gold Demands. So especially in the World Gold Council, you will be able to get most of these updates I'm telling you. Better still, you can actually come to their website and then look at the data on gold. You will be given all the price and premiums, uh, performance and metrics. There is a lot of information, gold volume, demand and supply, what actually has been happening, driving that. Then the role of central banks, gold reserves by country, and all of that. So you will be able to get all of this information. So these are the fundamentals that made gold to be able to move to the upside. So let's go into the technicals and now combine everything, what we've just learned on the fundamental side, and then see whether we can have a good trading opportunity. So on the monthly, we also had this as our monthly highs, and then this is where we had a structural break, okay? And then when we come to the weekly, this is how it looks like. So on the weekly, it's looking bearish. Of course, with our lows here, we have these weekly lows, which will act as our support. And then we have this structural break here. So these are the areas we want to work with gold technically. And then now, uh, coming on to the daily, just for us to get a better picture. So the daily, if you've been following the last video we did, we actually took a trade from this break. This is the area in which we traded from the sell. You can check it in the group. And then we had now another break here. All right. So this is what we have on gold. So we have these lows here for gold to be able to reach, and then this structural break. So when we come to the 4 hourly, this is exactly how it looks like on the 4 hourly. So, and this is, if you go back a step, you realize this is where we've been trading from, and we're actually able to get some trading opportunities around here. Now, this low has been broken, so we have a new low, a low being formed, meaning the next place for us to want to actually trade if that pullback happens price pulls back into this region, gives us our patterns like double tops, head and shoulders, your order block. This is where we want to trade gold. Okay. So this is the next circle that we want to trade gold, and we're looking for shorting opportunities. And why do we do that? Because the reasons that have been making gold to go up, including geopolitical, especially geopolitical uncertainty, the US election, there is now certainty. People know President Trump, now there, the 47th president of the USA. And then also we know how instrumental Trump is in economic policies to do with investment and stuff like that. So the US uh, currency is likely to strengthen. That will also make gold be bearish. Then the other factors do with interest rates. We will actually determine that by December. We'll see whether the interest rates is going to be increased or lowered. So meaning what you want to do is look for selling opportunities on gold. So this is the place we want to look for selling opportunities. So if I can just come to a lower time frame, say 15 minutes or so. Okay. So if this is where I want to trade, meaning when price is able to pull into this region here, this is where I'll look for my patterns. But if it happens and then price breaks this low, then I'll look for patterns below here. So I'm more focused on trying to sell gold than trying to buy it. So we have this low here. If it is broken before market reaches up here, we'll look for sells here and sells here. So these are the areas in which I want to trade from in case price pushes into this. So let's see how these areas are going to play throughout the week. But this is what we have on gold, the fundamentals and the technicals.